Hi, today I'm gonna do a little presentation on pumping. I hate pumping. I don't do it very much, but today my son is at the in-laws house and I'm feeling very full and he's coming home right now, but even if he nurses, I know he's just gonna nurse like the top off. He's not gonna nurse all of it, so I'm gonna try to pump off a little bit. That way he maybe will get some of the fore milk or hind milk as well as fore milk. So fore milk is the more watery part of your milk, and then hind milk is the fattier part of your milk, and they're supposed to get both, and there can be issues if they don't. But my son's 7 months, he's older. I'm not too worried about it, but I can tell I'm super full on this side because also my son has boob preference, and he has made this boob, I don't know if you can tell, my right boob larger than my left boob, which is awesome. But yeah, he almost refuses this one completely, but he'll still nurse a little bit at nighttime and a little bit during the day. But I'll see milk coming out and he'll still not want it. So I don't know what's wrong with my left boob, but it's making me really self-conscious. And my daughter didn't do that, so I don't know what the deal is. So I'm gonna tell you how I pump. How I like to pump. So my in-laws are bringing the kids over and I am in the nursery. I'm just sitting in the bed. I plugged my Medela bag in next to the bed so I'm comfortable. I have a bazillion. I have iPads around because I like to watch stuff while I pump. I like to make it comfortable and fun for me because I don't like it so much. I have my water too. And I would have a snack if I didn't just have a snack. So I am gonna put on, the first thing I'm gonna put on is this. It's a cover. It's by Baby Olay. It's a nursing cover. I really like this one. I've used it through my daughter and now through this baby. It comes with the little pockets and terry cloth on the corners, so you can use to wipe on each corner. See, it's a stain because I use it. And yeah, it's got pockets to hold stuff. And I love it, and they have really pretty patterns. So, and it's got this cool little bendy thing that doesn't really bend, but so you can see your baby. And normally I'll just nurse out in public. I don't usually have an issue doing that. Not that it matters if someone does, but sometimes I do feel uncomfortable, or when my son's trying to go to sleep or nurse and he gets distracted, this actually helps. Although now he thinks it's hilarious, we're playing peekaboo or something, and he just looks up at me and laughs, and it's really cute. But anyways, so I like to put this on just because my in-laws are coming over. If they come in the room or something, it's weird that they would, but if they did, I like to have this on just to be a little more discreet. Also, I use this when I drive and pump. So I don't totally recommend driving pumping because that's probably really dangerous. But it worked. I like it. I did it more when I was working with my daughter when I went back to work for a little bit because I had to pump, and I was like, why not do it while I drive? And I actually got more milk out while I was driving because I think I wasn't thinking about it too much. I was just focusing on driving. So anyways, this is good for that too, because if you're driving, someone's in the car next to you, it's still gonna look weird, but they're not gonna see boob, at least, I guess. Okay, so there's that, and actually I'm gonna wait to put that on for just a second. I'll show you this. So since I don't pump very often, even though my pumping tools were clean, I threw them in here for a quick sterilization. These are just bags that you can get from Medela. I don't love the idea of it using plastic a lot, but up in the back here you can mark off how many times you use them, and they have up to 20 uses, which is pretty awesome. You put 2 ounces of water in here, and then you just microwave it per the instructions on the back, depending on the wattage you have on your thing. So I'm just using the Medela bottles for pumping. I do have some other options, but just for today I'm going to stick with these. So everything just Medela. I don't usually feed my son out of these. He takes different nibbles better. but for pumping, I like these because they screw on easily. The Dr. Brown's ones do as well, but my son doesn't take those right now either, so it doesn't really matter. So, okay, so these are the phalanges, I'm not quite sure, but I bought these separately. These are not the Medela ones. These are the Maya Mom ones on Amazon because I have small, little, teeny tiny nipples, and so to get the right nipple fit, they have different widths, and I think this one's like even too big for mine, but it's the smallest they had. So you take the wires that are plugged in to your bag. Sorry, it's hard to see. But so there's a face plate here, and you're gonna push these little things on. And if you're just doing one side, then you use the this yellow thing comes off, and you use that to plug in on the side that you're not using. But I'm using both sides today. Let me see how I can show you this better when I need to. There, that's better. All right, so then I purchased these separately on Amazon as well. I like them because they're just one piece. So both of these are just one piece, easier to clean. You push them on. These are like the duck bills, I believe they're called. They're also supposed to get better melt out. I haven't really noticed that, but they're not that expensive, and I still use the other ones that the Medela came with sometimes, but oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't do this, but I just like less pieces to wash. So you screw those on the bottles, ready to go. Now, I do not have a nursing bra on, I do not have a nursing tank on. That's just a little thing. So you don't have to have a nursing tank or a nursing bra on. So I'm gonna, the other thing I like to do, if I have it, yeah, so I have this little, there's so many different kinds of these and brands of these, but this is the Medela lanolin. I just got it from the hospital, and last time I bought like a whole bunch and didn't like need it. So this little hospital one has lasted for me. It's nice to put on your nipples. You just rub it around. It just helps with like the stretching and the pulling of the suction. So you just kind of put it on top of your nipple. I'm gonna do the other one. And yeah, you're supposed to have like clean hands and sanitize everything, which I did sanitizing. Probably could have washed my hands first, but I forgot. And like I said, my son's a little bit older, so I'm not quite as worried about him. But also, I might not even give this milk to my son. Okay, so they're just both on. Sometimes I give the milk to my daughter. She's 4, and she like loves it and feels all special if I give her pumped breast milk. Okay, so then the next thing you're gonna do is you are going to turn it on, and you're gonna, so you just twist this thing on, and you're just gonna slowly start, and you can hear it coming. And then you can kind of readjust your nipples, because you don't want your nipples rubbing. Like right now, this nipple's like rubbing on the top, so just readjust it. You just want it right in the middle of every edge or side. Okay, now it starts right when you turn it on. It starts at the let down. It starts with the let down phase, so it's like quick. It's supposed to mimic how a baby begins to nurse, which is like quick movements. Then after a certain time on this, it automatically goes into like longer pulls to get the milk out. So like a baby would quick nurse to trigger letdown, and then do longer pulls to like pull the milk once it's flowing. So that's what this does. That's what the Medela is made to do, and that's why it works really well. However, something I recently learned is that when a baby is nursing, that you have multiple letdowns, and so when you pump and you just pump, let's say for like 15 minutes with just one letdown, that's actually not what happens with the baby. They trigger letdown and then nurse, and then they'll trigger another letdown. So multiple letdowns in one nursing session. So one thing I was watching, this was on the Lancina, I don't know how to say that, video, because I have one of their pumps as well. It was super informative, but I didn't love the pump it quite as much, didn't get as much milk, I felt like, and it was a lot of pieces. And so anyways, you can, here, so it just went to the longer pulling. It doesn't feel any different, it doesn't hurt, it feels a little bit weird, but like, it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, then it's too high, so I can go higher. So you're supposed to go as high as you can go without it being uncomfortable. So the suction is stronger, is what the higher does, what turning it higher does. So anyways, after your milk kind of hits a plateau and stops flowing, when you're pumping, instead of just like continuing to pump and like waiting for it to come back or being done, you can push this letdown button again, and it'll trigger the letdowns, or it'll trigger the fast movements, which triggers the letdown again, and then you get more. And I've tried this and it works, so I do recommend doing that, especially if you're wanting to get more out of a session, which I don't really know like who isn't, but maybe you're not. And then the other thing to do is just like gently massage, especially like the sides here. Like I can feel I'm sore right here. So just kind of like circular massage. You can also buy like back massagers. I have one I bought to help get out when I had a clogged duct. I forget what it's called, but it has a handle and it has two little rollers on it, and it's just a plastic like back massage, and you just roll it, and it just helps to release milk out of your ducts. So anyways, that's it. So massaging, get in there, massage really helps. That's it. That's all I can think of for now. So I hope that helped somebody. I don't know. I know pumping was like super hard in the beginning for me, but and I really don't like doing it. Finding the time to do it is like really hard for me with kids. I don't understand how people do that. So about the nursing tanks and bras, you don't need to have those. This is just like a cheap bra I got off on Amazon. It has like a pad in it, just like a thin pad. I'll try to show it to you. And it's just like kind of like a sports bra, but it doesn't do a crisscross in the back. I really like these. They're like $15 on Amazon. They come in all sorts of colors. They're really nice for during postpartum nursing time because they just pull. They're stretchy. Yes, the straps get stretched out, but whatever. For $15 in postpartum, I feel like that's like fine with me, and it's super comfortable. It's not under wire or anything. So that's on my shirt, my little thingy. But anyways, what you can do, like especially if you're driving in the car, is you can take your strap and then the strap of your shirt, and you would put the pumping part, the piece in your nipple in between this. So I actually would go this way. So you go this way because you pull the bra off and then you take your shirt that way. You put the pumping piece right in between, and then it like acts as a holder. And so if you take my bad advice about driving and pumping, that's what I would do to help it stay in better, and then you don't have to worry about it holding. I'm able to drive with my hands on the wheels, both hands on the wheel, and like focused on the road when I do this. And I just, you know what, it's like let bygones become bygones. If stuff falls, it falls. If stuff happens, it happens. Like I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about driving safe. Hey, so I'm back and my son just got dropped off, so what I really quickly wanted to show you was I'm done pumping, but okay, two things. So one thing is, after you're done pumping, leave it on and you'll feel like the little air out of these tubes. You're supposed to leave it on for about 5 minutes to let the air get all any moisture out of the tubes. Otherwise it could have condensation and the tubes can get moldy. They're easy to replace, but that's just gross. And oh yeah, because it's an open, the Medela is an open circuit, and apparently there are closed circuit ones where like no moisture can get back in, and that's most of them, I guess. But for some reason this Medela, almost all the Medelas are open circuit except for like one of them. But anyways, I'm going to show you what I got, and I wasn't done pumping by any means. I had only pumped for like maybe 5 minutes. So this is my left boob, and this is my right. So I got, in like 5 minutes, I got 3 ounces on my right, which is obviously his preferred boob, and not even an ounce on my left. So that's just showing you like how much he prefers my right. And this milk looks really like watery. I like the Legendary milk supplements. I haven't been taking them recently, but I took the one that was good for, I think it was Lechita. I took that. It was good for babies with gas and like upset tummies. And also the dropper of, what's it called? There's a dropper of, I think it's their only dropper. So if you go onto legendarymilk.com, it's their only dropper that they have, but it fattens up your milk, and it totally does. It works. So I might need to order some of that again because my milk's looking really thin, and actually his weight has kind of dropped off, which apparently is normal. Sorry for the shadows, the window's open and the car is driving by. Anyways, yeah, so I think that's officially everything that I can tell you.